Hello and welcome to the video. It's Gordon here again of G17 Collectibles, and we're going to continue with the Fanhome build your own Robocop, build a legendary Robocop. And this is issues 51, 52, 53 and 54. And let's hope this recording goes as well as the other ones have went and I don't lose this one. Right, so 51 to 54, this is the last delivery and that catches me up to date. I think we're about to get 55, 56, 57, 58 in the next week or two. So there'll be another video coming up doing them ones. In this month, we did get one of the free gifts. It is the Robocop backpack, which to be fair looks reasonably decent. It's a nice small backpack. It has the embroidered Robocop logo, so I'll probably use that. It has some mesh pockets on the side. I don't know whether it's a laptop backpack or whether it's just a standard backpack. Let me just have a quick check. So we've got one front pouch. We've got a rear pouch with a pocket. So yeah, that's a good laptop backpack. I'll probably use that, to be fair, but that's what you get as a free gift this month. We also get the third part of the premium base assembly. Again, as I said before, I'll not be building that until I have all the parts. But yeah, let's have a look at the parts that we get for issues 51 to 54. So 51, let's have a look. What ones have I got for 51? 51, we have some ball joint sockets. That must be part of the lumbar support again. So that's 51. 52, we've got what looks like a potential lower torso section. A nice black bracket there. 53 is this part, which looks like the standard base. So if you didn't choose the option at £1 extra per issue to go for the premium base, you get a standard base with it. Standard base looks okay actually. It's obviously in two halves. You have this printed Robocop and obviously the other half will finish that off. But standard base doesn't look too bad. Whether we build that or do anything with that today, I don't know, because I would rather have the other half before I put anything together. And then we've got 54, which looks like Robocop's arse, to be honest with you. That does look like a bit that covers the pelvis, and it looks like Robocop's butt cheeks. We also have this extra piece, which is BO3, which is the part 3 of the premium display stand. So there's a lighting strip in here, some plastic bits. Feels quite heavy. I actually think that's a metal plate. Again, we're going to leave that just now because I want to get all of them together. Let's have a look at issue 51 and find out what we've to do it. So issue 51, let's move that to the side slightly. We have got some lumbar support pieces. So I'll just get my handy little knife out. I've surgically cut that bag open with surgical precision. I've got all the parts out the table. And let's see what we've got. Some BP screws, which is correct this time. BP screws. Let's get them out. And we have to take this section again, which is the upper lumbar joint. We've then to take the larger cap, which they call the upper lumbar joint friction block. Remember that bad boy? The friction block. That's brilliant. Then the second friction block goes on top of that. We'll turn the page. We'll then take this funny looking metal ball, pop that in. We'll then take that cap cover. I'm not even going to try and look at what that was called again. It's probably called something really stupid. And we're going to get some screws. And we're going to punch these into the corners. And then get this piece finished. It's a relatively straightforward and easy section. Not a lot of building here, to be honest. 4 screws. And then we can move on to the next pack, which I honestly don't know if this goes on the model or not just now. I'll get my trusty Christmas cracker screwdriver out. Make sure that's lined up. It is going into plastic, so we need to take some care that that's getting lined up properly and correctly, which it's not. Come on, find the hole. Is this orientated properly? Yep, it is. There we go. And then the last screw in the last corner into here. So I've got a rare day off today, which allows me to catch up on some chores, and I thought, great, I can get some videos done. I've actually just done a video on the cancellation of my Artisan Joker, which you probably may have seen before this video is released. So I've just recorded that, and it's just exporting it now. So I'm going to publish that this afternoon alongside some of the back Robocop videos, and this one I'll schedule to be completed for some point this week. That's maybe a little bit too tight. Let me just loosen that off slightly. So I've got some catching up to do. As I maybe mentioned in a previous video, I recorded a whole bunch of content, but never uploaded it. I was fettling with it, a bit busy, had other things to do with the family, with work mainly. And I recorded it all on my phone. I use my iPhone 10. I've got an iPhone, still got an iPhone XR, still rocking the iPhone XR. And I record everything on my iPhone XR, and for some bizarre reason, it managed to lose all my content and videos that I'd recorded. So that wasn't great. I'm still rocking the iPhone 10, or the XR, but the wife keeps telling me I need a new phone. I just don't want to. I'm a bit of a dinosaur with that kind of thing. Once I've got something I like to stick with it. Right, that's issue 51. Let's have a look at issue 52 and see if there's anything we can do. That doesn't go anywhere just now, I don't think. Just double check, in case I missed something. Nope, it doesn't do anything right now. 52, do you know something? These magazines are chock full of stuff, and I haven't read any of them. I've literally flicked through a couple, but I'm mainly concerned about the build. But some of it's a lot of crap. But I'll probably get to a stage during the Christmas holidays where I'll pick a few of these magazines up and actually have a read through and see if there's any content that's quite interesting. But so far, I have not done anything about reading them. I bought it for the Robocop build, not for the information contained within. Right, in this we have got some black plastic pieces and a wee bag of screws. What do they call this? So this is 52B, it's the front inner waistband. That's what that is. And this part is the lower lumbar joint support. So it looks as if we're putting A into B. So let's get the orientation correct. So it goes like this, and these pegs and pins line up like so. Okay, let's get some screws out. Need 3 of them for this section. So I'm going to put that screw into the middle one first, just to get it attached. And we'll line that up with this peg here. And we'll just get a couple of threads into that one. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. I haven't lined that up properly. Couple of threads. Let's line the other 2 posts up. Good, good, good. right? Now we can get a couple more screws into this post. There we go. And this post. Get a mark on my jumper there. Brand new jumper. And I've managed to get a mark on it. Still not worn my Robocop t-shirt. Need to get that out of the cellophane. See if it fits. Probably not, because I've put on a little bit of weight this year. Been sitting about so much. Maybe I'll have a New Year's resolution to get off my arse and go and exercise. Okay, so we've done that. We can then turn the page and we then take the part that we did from the last issue, and we look to be trying to locate that into here maybe. So no, upside down. So if the part's orientated like that and I have this part, it's telling me to orientate it on these two pegs here. So press fit in. That looks right. And then we're going to take two more of these wee BP screws and screw that into that post. And another one into this post. Where are we going? In here. Come on, in you get. That's a boy. There we go. Right, I'm not tightening up too much. Don't want to snap any plastic bits because this is all plastic apart from that wee metal peg. And that is us done issue 52. Let's have a look at issue 53. Let me get rid of this wee BP screw first. I'll keep a hold of it in case I need it. 53. We're going to take, so this is the base part, but we also have this part here which I want to try and get out. So this plastic piece and some screws. Where's the screws? Come on, screws. I know I saw you in there. There's the screws up here. Wee bag of EP screws. Let's get rid of that base for the time being. So I need one EP screw. They always give you a couple extra, so there's two in this bag. So let's orientate the assembly this way, and we'll take this black component here, which orientates this way, and it's telling us that somehow that connects to that. Okay, so I need to turn that round because I had that incorrectly round the wrong way. You'll see there's two pins, one there, one there. Well, one's a screw hole, one's a pin, maybe. And on here I've got a pin and a hole. So I'd imagine what I need to do is, I'll just turn the page. Yep, I take an EP screw and I'm going to put it into there and it will connect into that hole there. So let's get that done. That's a relatively easy build step. So that once tightened will give us that lumbar support, which is this bit here. As I said before, the base I'm going to leave in the packaging because I don't want to take it out until I've got the other half of the base as well as the connecting things, and we'll have a look at the base. Probably the next video, I'd imagine they'll bring that base out. And then issue 54. Let's see what we've got to do here. Oh, we get to attach Robocop's arse, which is fantastic. Right, Robocop, there's your arse. There we go. All these bits out. 2 wee bags of screws, CPs and EPs, 3 posts. So let's get my EP screws out. And I'll get my CP screws out. Right, now, it's telling us to bring the legs back across. Let's do that. Here is our legs. And we're going to keep this, but it's actually not, it's probably the front. So it's the front, it's not an arse at all. Ah, it's not an arse. Is it an arse? No, it is an arse. Because it connects to the back. Okay, no, it is an arse. Let's confirm. Confirmation, that is an arse. Let's get the plastic piece out. It's telling us to locate it, so I've got 3 big posts, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top. It's telling us to try and locate that here somehow, and then flip it over from the front. And screw it in somehow. Right, okay, so what I think we're doing here is there's a post here and a post here. And I believe we're trying to put a screw, an EP screw into that post and that post to hold this on. So let me line that up. I'm already thinking this is going to be a wee bit on the fiddly side, but we'll see how we got on. Let me take an EP screw and let me just blindly go in and see if I can hit that post without lining it up too much. Nope, I didn't manage it. Let's give it another try. It's kind of locating itself. No. Okay, this isn't going to be great for the camera, but I'm going to have to stand this up to try and get at the screw. Okay. I can see this being very problematic now. I don't know if you can see this on camera in any way, shape or form, but this is proven to be a little bit on the tricky side because you can't actually see the post when you're lining it up. So you're almost having to do it a little bit blind, to be fair. The screwdriver's getting fouled. You can't really see what you're doing. So you're blindly going in and trying to catch the screw on the back of the post. And it's all dark in there. I need a torch to get in. Okay, this isn't working. Let's try something different. Let me pause and so you don't have to watch me fiddling about with this. Let me pause and I'll come back. Okay, so that wasn't very easy at all because the screws are in there and in there. I have a feeling that potentially I'm going to have to take that back off because, and you won't be able to see this, but when I stand the Robocop legs up, this feels all too loose. And now that I've put the arse on, I can't actually get into here to tighten these screws up. So yeah, we're going to have wobbly legs unless I fix that. Now, it stands just now perfectly fine, but when the torso goes on top of here, I think that's going to cause us a bit of an issue. And you can see how loose that is. So, whilst I battled to get this bloody rear end on, I'm now going to have to take the rear end off, stand Robocop up without his torso, position his legs, tighten up them hip joints so they are reasonably quite tight, and then go with it from there. One of the difficulties is that the way I got this in is by spreading Robocop's legs like this. If it's tight, I might not necessarily be able to do that. So, back to pause, let me work this out, and I'll come back to you. 15 minutes that's taken. 15 minutes to get 2 screws in. Ridiculous. That was not an easy thing to do. Restricted access. You're trying to get your screwdriver in here, line up the pins and the posts. But I managed it. So the legs have been tightened, the hips have all been tightened up. Robocop stands, it's not wobbly anymore, so you can see that. That's all quite tight. I still have movement in the hips, which is good from the leg joints. These things aren't moving, that's good as well. I might regret that by tightening them up in position, but it is what it is. For the time being, it then says put 2 screws in the lower parts, which should be fairly straightforward because it's in there, one in there and one in there. It's CP screws again, so I'm hoping these ones will go in relatively quite straightforward and easy, although famous last words. But it was just getting the alignment of those top 2 were the worst. In fact, this one's going to not too bad. I think if you were doing this, I would probably start with the bottom 2 first, and then that aligns the whole rear end section, and it should line the top 2 up. So I'd probably do the bottom 2 first, and then the top 2. See, them 2 screws are in, no problem at all. So, we have a pair of legs. The pair of legs stand on their own. The next part in this is these posts with EP screws get connected to the base. But I don't know if I'm going to use the base anyway, so I'm going to bag them up and potentially not use the base for the time being. So yeah, that covers off issue, what issue is this? 54. And I think that was the last issue. So that's what we built this midsection, and we've got a pair of legs. Let's have a look at the legs. There we go, there's the legs there. So it's looking pretty impressive, I must say. As much as there's a lot of plastic components in here, some of the alignment might be slightly out. Generally, you know, I think it's looking quite impressive so far. So let's put the legs safely to the side. I'm going to keep a hold of these parts just now. These wee things keep falling off, I'm going to have to glue them in. I'll put this in the box for next time. And I will close up this issue. The display base will do, again, keep saying it, when I've got all the bits. And that concludes issues 51, 52, 53 and 54. Thanks very much for joining me, much appreciated as always. Please do continue liking and subscribing if you like to see this type of content, and liking just helps me drive the content on the channel. It's not a very big channel. I'm not looking to be a famous YouTuber here. I'm not looking, just as long as people are watching it, I'll keep putting the videos together. So yeah, thanks very much. See you next time. Bye bye.